Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with Jim Reynolds, Rapid Fire episode 74, where I got a few wrestling related topics to talk about, and a bit of wrestling news that happened recently, and I'm going to give my thoughts on that from a fan's perspective, because I'm not a journalist, I'm not a reporter, I don't have inside sources, so I'm none of that stuff. I'm just giving my opinion from a fan's perspective. I always tend to clarify that because there are some times where I think people take my words as gospel. You can take my words as gospel if you want, but I'm just giving my opinion, just my view on this stuff. So, want to start off right off the bat with people saying that New Japan should include women's wrestling. I'm going to be careful with how I say this stuff here for people wanting New Japan to, incorporate a ton of women's wrestling. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting the women to be on the biggest stage. I totally get what you guys are saying, but there's so many people that are sliding promotions like Stardom or Tashi Pro Wrestling. I mean, you'll forgive me if I don't know that many of them beyond Stardom, but I know there's Stardom and a few others. I think DDT Pro is another one. There's a bunch of, promotions that operate out of Japan, and also some that operate in the US, like Shimmer, Shine, and Women of Wrestling is going to be happening on Access. So everybody's got no issue with all women's promotions, but yet New Japan operating the way they do, suddenly everybody's got a goddamn problem with it. I do not fucking get that. I do not fucking get it. I can understand if you guys want them to co-brand with promotions like, Stardom, and have women on some of the big shows and stuff like that as a way to draw in more viewers and get more eyeballs on Stardom. Sure, that I totally understand. That I completely agree with. But New Japan does not need to create a women's division. They already have enough goddamn titles as it is that they don't feature all that much. The Never Openweight titles, the US title sometimes doesn't get featured all that well. The Intercontinental title's been featured all of on 2 goddamn shows, like defended. Actually one show since Jericho won it. He won it, defended it once, and now he's going to defend it in the Tokyo Dome. But here's my reasoning behind saying that New Japan doesn't need to have women's wrestling as part of their product. There's no need for it. With the other promotions that are operating independently, where these women have worked their fucking asses off. Women that are in Japan, women that travel there. There have been so many women that are currently wrestling and have wrestled in years past. They have wrestled in Stardom and other promotions that have cut their teeth, that have worked really goddamn hard. Medusa was somebody that worked really goddamn hard in Japan, and helped establish, a really good, rapport with a lot of the women's wrestlers. She had a great feud with Bull Nakano and stuff like that. It's not like I can't understand where people are coming from. A co-branding, I totally get, but say, okay, New Japan creates their own women's division. They're going to have to gut every single company, Stardom and the other ones I talked about, just to make that happen. Okay, so you want to kill off all these smaller promotions as a way to get more exposure to New Japan. Or you could just watch Stardom or other ones. And I mean, by the way, I do want to say I've only seen a little bit of Stardom here and there. I'm not able to really keep up on all that much. There's only so much wrestling I can watch. But what I've seen has been fucking stellar. Io Shirai did really well there. And so many others. Kairi Sane, Kairi Hojo over there. I'm sure Asuka's wrestled for plenty of women's promotions. Miko Satomura, she, I believe, owns her own promotion over there. I don't recall which one it is. I apologize for that. I'm a little scatterbrained with some of these facts, but I know that she owns and operates her own wrestling promotion. Somebody did tell me that, and they left it in the comments, and that was during the Mae Young Classic, so you'll forgive me if I don't remember the exact context of it. But the whole point is, why would New Japan need to incorporate women's wrestling at the expense of all those other companies? Now, you got WWE, that's got all their stuff going on. They got their women's division and stuff like that, and you could argue that some of the women haven't been booked all that well, and that's another story for another day. But you have Shimmer and Shine and Women of Wrestling, and there's one that operates inside of Boston or just out of Boston. This is to prove that women's wrestling can have a really, really good fan base and a really strong fan base and really strong work ethic. I'm going to give you guys an example as to why, okay, I don't think New Japan needs to have women's wrestling. The women's divisions, or the women, all women's promotions, what little bit I've been able to see, have been tearing it up, knocking it out of the park from top to bottom on the card. And the few indie shows I've been to like 4 indie shows this year. Three of them have women's matches. One didn't, and I think it was because of a kerfluffle because of Nicole Matthews. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's not her fault, but it just happens. I've seen three women's matches on these independent shows. I saw Priscilla Kelly versus Thunder Rosa at a Without a Cause show, which was great. Those women tore the house down in front of maybe 150, 200 people. It really wasn't that many. But the whole point is because they love they love their craft, they care about what they're doing. They excelled so goddamn well and did so goddamn well and showed how hardworking women can be on a card that had a lot of good indie talent. And a couple, big names like Priscilla Kelly, had Darby Allin. They just got married recently, and big congrats to them. But that was a great match. I saw Nicole Matthews versus Toni Storm at a Progress Defy Northwest co-branded show, and that was great. Toni Storm, also great to meet. Wish I could have met Nicole Matthews before that kerfluffle happened. But I guess she can't compete in the United States or something like that. But I saw her wrestle, and I had been a fan of Nicole Matthews and seen her on, a couple jobs, in a couple jobber roles on, I believe it was NXT TV, and it might even been like an episode of SmackDown or something like that, or Raw. And she did really well. Her and Toni Storm tore the house down. There was Taya Valkyrie versus Nicole Matthews at the show, the previous one, the first one I was able to go to. And that was really good. It gave me a new appreciation for Taya Valkyrie, as she really actually is a very good women's wrestler. But the whole point as to why I'm talking about that, you have these women tearing up on the indies, doing so many great things. Shine and Shimmer are two promotions, not Sign, Seal, Deliver. It's Shine and Shimmer. Really odd reference there, but looking at like just the previews for Women of Wrestling, I'm excited for that. I'm going to be reviewing that in case any of you guys haven't seen on Twitter. That's on Access, I believe, on Fridays. I'm going to be reviewing that. I'm going to make sure that I lock down the time and that I watch it, and it's going to be a blast. What little bit I've been able to see of Impact Wrestling recently, don't worry, I'll get to some stuff that Impact Wrestling has done that is not so good, but the women are tearing it up on there too. You got Su Yung, Allie, Katarina Waters, Winter. She used to be Winter. I just always go to that. Or, Katie Lee. She's really great. She's great. You got Jordynne Grace. She's on there, at least I believe that's how you pronounce it. I used to call her Jordan Grace until I realized it was Jordynne. She was the one that eliminated, or, picked up and tossed around Brian Cage at the All-In over-budget Battle Royal. She's been great for a while. And she's tearing it up there. There's not a ton of women. Yeah, Tessa Blanchard. She's doing some great things there. There's so many women in, other promotions, WWE and Impact, but they're part of a machine. With New Japan, it's a whole different system over there. New Japan's got its own operation, and they've used women's wrestling before. Who says they won't in the future? But they don't need a women's division when you have Stardom and a whole bunch of others and a whole bunch of promotions that are just fighting and cutting their teeth and working so goddamn hard, where those women are being trained sometimes from the ground up and are, running some smaller shows, but they're still selling them out and stuff like that. There's so many women's promotions to keep your eyes on that you don't need to just keep your eyes on one damn promotion. I'm not saying that everybody needs to get streaming service subscriptions to every single one. But instead of just saying everybody needs to go here, it's like everybody that says everybody needs to go to WWE. No, fuck you guys. Everybody does not need to go to WWE. And this is coming from somebody that has loved or hated WWE. For better or worse, I have watched WWE since I was 4 years old. I know not everybody needs to go to WWE. Not everybody needs to be in one particular company in New Japan. I'm not saying everybody needs to just homestead a territory or homestead a company and stay there forever. They need to go where they want to go, for money, for fame, for a challenge, whatever. They need to go where they feel they can be most useful. And that I totally get. But what I just don't understand is why people think, they think, oh, it's just New Japan. It's just New Japan over there and over in Japan, and there's no other women's promotions, or, oh, they shouldn't segregate and stuff like that. It's not segregation, because then you could just say that that's the same thing that's going on with Shine and Shimmer. Should Shine and Shimmer start putting men on the card? No, they shouldn't. They should find what works for their product and go with that. And if WWE wanted to stop having a women's division, there would be a goddamn revolt, because that would be about half their fan base at least. And I'm not fucking kidding. WWE has, a lot of the women have fought and clawed and bled and sweat and just busted their bodies and done stuff to their bodies, plastic surgery wise. I'm not knocking the women. If that was their choice, that's great. But if the company made them do that, fuck Vince and Kevin Dunn, not literally, for making them do that. New Japan does not need to include women's wrestling full time, while Stardom and other companies are going. If they can incorporate those women for a bigger show, 100% they should do that. But there are other women's companies, women-only wrestling companies in the U.S. Should they bring in men? No, they shouldn't. Find what works, go for it, and have fun. I can see the argument that if somebody would see it as, segregation, if it actually was. I just don't see it that way. Now, could I be totally wrong? I could be misinterpreting this 100%. I don't believe I am, because I'm understanding enough that there are other all-women's promotions over there in Japan that are operating just fine. Co-branding and using them on some shows, 100% agree with that. But anybody is saying New Japan needs to be like WWE and incorporate women. You can't just slop it out and do all that stuff or whatever, or just do change for the sake of change, because it's not going to work. That's just my 2 cents on it, though. I would love to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments below what you believe. And that went a whole lot longer than I planned. I did not expect to go over 10 minutes on that. But those are my thoughts. So now I'm going to get to a brief thing about fans. Okay, last year, remember how upset we were that Raw and Smackdown were done I think it was Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or something like that. Or maybe it was Christmas Day and the day after Christmas. And I get that. I do get it. Personally, if it were up to me, WWE would give their talents from the 23rd to the 2nd off. They would just take a break. Don't tell me that Vince McMahon couldn't fucking afford it. Just take a break for the holidays. Let everybody post-produce stuff. Tape blocks of shows. Sure, networks may not like it. They want to see live programming. But at the same time, there's no reason to have live wrestling when people could, they're on the road so many damn days out of the year that they could have a chance to spend with their families. There are some wrestlers that just would love to work all the goddamn time. Ric Flair was one of those. I mean, even though he loved his family, he also loved working. But now, after people were all goddamn outraged last year, WWE had to work, had their talents working, Raw and Smackdown during the holidays, that kind of stuff, and New Year's and all that stuff. Now people are upset because WWE had taped Raw and Smackdown, and they're also taping the Raw and Smackdown. I believe they taped them this weekend, or they might be taping them tonight and tomorrow for the New Year's episodes, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I believe those have already been taped, or they're being taped soon. Let me ask an honest question. Why can't you guys be pleased? Now, this is coming from me, somebody that tends to rant quite a goddamn bit. I rant a ton. You guys know that, especially if you follow this channel. I've ranted a ton about Raw, about SmackDown, some stuff about Impact. Not as much, though, because I wish them nothing but the best, though I will get to a couple things here in a bit, and I know I keep saying that, but I'm bringing up a point. I want wrestling as a whole to succeed. But there are some fans that just will never goddamn be happy. People were all cheering and chanting and wanting Becky Lynch to be champion. Let her be used better. Let her be used better. Why the fuck is Carmella champion? I wonder why the fuck Carmella was champion. She wasn't very good, but she tried. I mean, I'm over that now because it is what it is. And personally, I think that they probably shouldn't have. They should have, built her up a little bit better, being the Money in the Bank winner before they did that. But anyway, people were wanting Becky Lynch to be champion, and she was screwed over at SummerSlam. The balloon wasn't popped. If anything, it got hotter. People were cheering. She won a Hell in a Cell. Had a great match at Evolution with Charlotte. Sorry, I forgot for a second. Had a great match. One of my favorite matches of the year. And I will actually, by the time you guys see this, by the time this one goes up, I will be recording some videos with the Durbinator. We're going to be doing like some end of year stuff, talking about our favorite matches, favorite pay-per-views, and stuff like that. And we will also be doing a live Q&A a week from tomorrow, live Q&A/game stream, where, prepare your questions, tune in. It should be, I'm not going to say an all-day thing. I don't think it's going to be longer than like 3 hours, but it is going to be a lengthy stream where we answer questions, or maybe we take a break from gaming and answer your guys' questions. So make sure you prepare, ask them. And if you have to, you can tune in for the game stream. If you're just going to be busy all day Sunday on the 30th, send them to me on Twitter. If you can DM me, go ahead and DM me. You can leave them in the comments on this video, but just try to tweet at me and tell me that you left comments, because sometimes I don't check the comments for a little bit. But anyway, fans just can't be happy. Now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, Becky's overexposed and this kind of stuff, and it's a good thing Asuka won. And I'm fucking happy that Asuka won. But everybody wants change. Everybody wants something good to happen or something different to happen. And I'll give WWE credit. They gave the title to Jinder Mahal last year, but it was a shit idea because they took him literally from job Gronkowski, and suddenly, less than 2 months later, he's WWE champion. Bray Wyatt should have still been WWE champion by that point, but he wasn't. But the whole point is that some fans can't be happy. And I've been wrong about stuff. I've been guilty of that just the same as everybody else. But you got upset when they had the live shows on the holidays. Now they're taping them, and you're upset because it was spoiled. How many ways can this company, or wrestling in general, goddamn please you before they just give up? It's no wonder WWE doesn't always listen to the fans, or doesn't listen to the vast majority of the fans, myself included. Because sometimes we can't be pleased. That's what I gotta say about that. Now I'm going to get to Impact Wrestling news. I want to say right off the bat that I want Impact Wrestling as a company to succeed. The rebranding with Callis and Scott D'Amore and, the Anthem people, they've done some good shit. I still am not able to really watch it that much. I don't really care for Don Callis and Josh Matthews as a commentary team. I've never really cared for Callis. I think he's more about putting himself over. Matthews, I would rather just punch myself in the face with a brick, because he's always annoyed me. He annoyed me in WWE. Annoyed me even more now. But that's what I gotta say. Now I'm going to get into some stuff where, if you're an Impact Wrestling fan, and you're watching this, by the way, I do want to say I'm not going to knock you guys, and I'm only going to knock some decisions that the company made. But there was a recent clip that I saw of a Twitch stream that Impact did with a company called Ohio versus Everything, which I had to look up, and apparently it is I think that's the group that Sami Callihan heads, which that right there should tell you right away, how bad it is. And I'm sorry, if you're a Sami Callihan fan, you're watching this, you're not going to really like what I have to say. Nothing against the other two members that are in that group. I think it's two other members. I think they're two brothers. Nothing against those guys. Those guys seem fine. Callahan's shit, but at least a shit worker. But there was this spot, and I don't even remember the name of the guy. It was some really, really big guy that looked like if Haystacks Calhoun ate one of the, ate King Kong Bundy or something like that. He was just so out of shape and grotesque. And it wasn't even like, okay, he can move around well like Yokozuna, or like Mabel, or Kamala was never that big. Umaga was never that big. Like a big super heavyweight that can move around really well. That was, yes, disgustingly, grotesquely obese like Yokozuna, but still has some athletic ability. There's this weird spot or whatever where what I saw is he attempted to go out and do a dive, but he couldn't dive through the ropes. And also looked like it was filmed in like a shed. Seriously, where the hell was this show? Crowd size isn't always important, but it didn't really look like the greatest, the best production. Good on Impact on getting on Twitch. They're a little bit ahead of the curve doing that kind of stuff. I do want to say that much. However, doing this kind of show, I don't know who the big fat guy is, and I'm sorry if he happens to be watching this, or people are saying mean shit about him, like, oh, he, don't say say shit in the sense that the guy probably shouldn't be in the ring. But if you guys are wishing death or injury on the guy, come on. Let's not do that. And I don't even know the guy that he was wrestling. I don't. No heat here. But I saw this spot, and it was like people were trying to, people were into it, all like 50 of them. I really don't know how many were there. Maybe 100. I'm honestly not sure. But anyway, so this guy does this spot. He steps to the ropes because he can't dive, and he sits down on the apron, and then he does a double axe handle thing. And the crowd pops, and I'm just watching this, like, go, this is why people can't take Impact seriously. Now, WWE does plenty of stupid shit. They have ruined Bobby Lashley. Lashley was fucking over like crazy in Impact, reinventing himself, becoming a silent assassin, but doing better on promos. He was a badass. He was booked properly. EC3 was booked a whole lot better than he was in his first run in WWE. Maybe even recently, as far as how Hunter's used him in NXT, even though he probably should have just been called to the main roster. there's been plenty of people that have been using Impact a whole lot better than WWE. Let me just say that right off the bat. But this just makes the company look, this doesn't even make the company look second rate, it makes them look like fourth rate. It makes them look like they don't even belong on the internet. I'm watching this and I don't know who the big guy is. I don't have anything against him as a person, but I watch that and I go, this is stupid. This is like some, hardcore stupid bullshit, or somebody you would expect to see in a hardcore match, in a death match, which, no, I'm not a fan of deathmatch wrestling. I'll do that rant for another day. I'm not knocking anybody that's a fan of deathmatch wrestling. Let me just say that. But watching this was a stupid bullshit spot. Because it wasn't even wrestling. It was stupid comedy. Comedy in wrestling is never a bad thing. This just made the company look fourth rate. It was really, really stupid. And now, apparently, Sami Callihan was named Impact Wrestler of the Year. And I thought the bar was low during the Hogan era, during, before Hogan left in 2013, which, by the way, there were still some great feuds and some great matches being put on at that point. I thought it was bad when Dixie Carter was on TV in 2014, and I want to say 2015, but I think it was 2014, because they ended up leaving Spike at that point. They left Spike in 2014, went to Destination America for a bit, and then, 2014, 2015, the whole point is Dixie Carter's an idiot for how she ran it, but they've had some great talents. They have some great talents now. But honestly, and I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna finish this rant. Be right back. And I apologize for that, folks. I just had to take a second to compose myself. Sami Callihan, Impact Wrestler of the Year. Look, I don't know how Sami Callihan is the person. I don't give a shit. The guy is one of the worst workers I have seen. His feud with Eddie Edwards, it was what it was. That stupid bad incident right there should have gotten him banned. And thank God Eddie Edwards is okay. Sure, the guy's playing it up as a heel on Impact, or at least on their Twitter feed, and on the show. But the guy's a mediocre worker. He wasn't really much of anything in WWE, but they pigeonholed him and miscast him in something stupid. He was, I guess, okay in Lucha Underground, but New Japan brought him in for, I believe, it's Juice Robinson's partner in World Tag League last year, and yeah, I saw the final. I mean, I watched some of their stuff. They were not a very good team. Juice was clearly having to be the better worker of the two, and Juice is a great worker. But Sami Callihan, Impact Wrestler of the Year, really? Oh, he got a whole bunch of buzz for this kind of stuff and everything. Yeah, okay, the ratings still didn't spike all that much, and even when they did spike, it was usually because of something stupid. Which is sad, because there are some really, really good talents that they brought in from Lucha Underground and other promotions that they're promoting with. Co-branding with. And Sami Callihan, your Impact Wrestler of the Year? That's stupid. I mean, that's just stupid. Sorry. The guy could be the nicest goddamn guy in the world, but he's a careless fuck in the ring, and I really just don't understand why people find him appealing. It's fine if you guys watching this find him appealing. Cool. I don't wish injury or death on the guy. The guy was stupid for what he did with the bat and everything, and again, thank God Eddie's okay. And that's something that's unforgivable. There are some wrestlers that do some stupid shit in the ring, botches or this kind of stuff. Swinging a weapon like that, that's pretty unforgivable. But really, that's your Impact Wrestler of the Year? Good job. Because now Impact is going to be going to the Pursuit channel. And if you don't know what the Pursuit channel is, it's not Pop TV. Pop TV, I don't even think was paying them, giving them any money for advertising. Or for being on the show. I don't even think Impact was getting any money from ads that were run during their program. It was actually really ridiculous and absolutely abysmal watching this company fall like it has. And I just can't understand why in the world this company cannot get a better channel. Yes, I know the ratings aren't as good as they were on Spike. They're really, really down. A whole bunch of stuff is down. But you can't tell me that Impact Wrestling can only do the Pursuit channel, aka an outdoor channel that Anthem apparently has a stake in. Very few companies have it. Cable companies have it, apparently. My cable company does, because I have Dish, but at least for right now I do. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. But you're going to make people tune in to a channel that some people don't even have. They're either going to have to, you're either going to have to start broadcasting on Twitch or YouTube or something, uploading the episodes to YouTube, because some people aren't going to be able to watch live. There are other revenue streams they can go with here. Twitch, YouTube, stuff like that. Use their app. They have, they have a global wrestling network app. Use something like that. It's like they've got revenue streams they can go with and get, sponsors and stuff like that. Because going to Pursuit Channel, it's probably going to cost them more money. They're going to half their audience, if not more. It's pretty goddamn ridiculous, honestly. I want Impact to succeed. The two things that I mentioned before, completely inconsequential. Yeah, I hate to see the Ohio versus everything and Impact, co-branding that fat guy do that spot. I hate seeing Sami Callihan as Impact Wrestler of the Year, but whatever. If people like it, that's fine. But them going to an outdoor network, they might as well be in purgatory. It's sad because they aren't going to attract any big-name talents, any big-name people being on this kind of network. And it's sad. They really should. But anyway, that's what I have to say. Agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Rittland, and I will see you soon.